my name is Wendelica Klein, and I am the maker behind Little Woolly Things. You can find my blog at littlewoollythings.com. You can find me all over social media as Little Woolly Things, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm also on Ravelry. I have a Ravelry store where you can find most of my patterns. You can find me on KnitPicks in their Independent Designers program page. I have a few patterns there. I'd love to have you check it out. It's a wonderful resource because you can buy all of the yarn that you need, needles, whatever you need to complete the pattern, along with the pattern, all in one fell swoop. So that is really a neat website, and I really enjoy being a part of their team. So I am in the middle of trying to record a conference call with my friend Lynn, who is Sunshine and Bubblegum. We have been working on a project together, and she's the one who's talking to me right now. Let's see. Okay, we are trying to get this conference call together on Skype so that we can share some really exciting news with you guys. I can't wait to show you what we're doing. So I am going to be looking down at my phone occasionally, trying to figure out if I am doing this correctly and communicate with her and record a podcast at the same time. I have been working on this for almost 3 days now, and it's driving me crazy not getting this together. But okay, let's see. All right, so it's been such a crazy last few days here that I have misplaced my podcast notes. So there's a lot that I'm probably going to just forget to talk about. I don't even remember. I've been so focused on getting this software installed and set up on my computer, and gosh, it's been crazy. Have you guys ever gone through that where you're just trying to install something on your computer and it's not working and you're beating your head against it for hours and hours and hours, and you finally end up on the phone with technical support and they take you through all of these settings that are so scary because you have no idea what you're doing, and you're just really putting all your faith into the tech support person and hoping you're not going to totally screw up your email or something and have it never work again. And then finally you get to the point where the tech support person says, so how are you logging in? And you tell them what you typed in to log in, and they say, oh, that's not your username. Why did you try this? And so then you type that in and it works. And it's like, wow, I feel dumb. I have spent like 12 hours trying to get logged into this program, and I thought my settings were all messed up and I just had my username wrong. So yeah, it's been that kind of a day. And I really, what was I trying to say? I don't know. I lost it. I just lost it. So anyway, I'm going to show you as soon as we get connected here what Lynn and I have been working on. I will insert it right here, and then we'll go on with the rest of the podcast.
Hi, Wendelica. How are you? I am Lynn, for anyone that doesn't know, of the Sunshine and Bubblegum podcast, and I am here with my super good friend Wendelica of the Little Woolly Things podcast.
Hello.
And we have an awesome kit that we have put together, and Wendelica is going to start because it's all based on her amazing sock pattern.
Okay, so hi, I am Wendelica Klein, and I'm the maker behind Little Woolly Things. And we are just super excited to show you guys what we have put together with Lynn of Sunshine and Bubblegum, and myself, and our friend Dawn of Chasing Rabbit's Fiber. So it all started with this idea that I had to make a pair of socks, really tall knee-high socks, with kitty cat paw prints all over them.
They're great for boots. Oh, yeah. They're going to be awesome for like the tall boots.
Super fun. I actually have knitted this up, I think, 4 times now, and the pattern has changed a little bit here and there to make the positioning of the paw prints make a little more sense and make it easier to kind of memorize the pattern and to make it easier to write. So after about a year of development, I have finally come up with, ta-da, my cat walks all over me socks.
Oh, there you go. Hold it a little higher. They're perfect.
Okay, great. So this pattern is really fun, and I will show you some of the knitted up examples here. I wrote it up in 2 different sizes, so there's a small and a large option. There's also a mid-calf height and the full knee-high height. And so you can adjust it for the width of your foot or for the length of your foot, depending on how it fits. If you have a very wide but very short foot like I do, you know, you're half hobbit, you can use the you can use the large size, but cut off the first motif, the first little paw print, to make it a little bit shorter. You can also adjust the length of the foot before you start the chart pattern. So there are lots and lots of options for making it fit. So we were working with Dawn of Chasing Rabbits by Berg Co., and she actually custom dyed 3 different colorways just for this kit. So this one here is the gray tabby, and you can see, meow, it has the paw prints running up the front of the sock, and then as you turn it around, the paw prints follow it around the ankle and then go up the back of the sock, which is so much fun.
I love looking at these.
And it really reminds me of when a kitty cat walks across the hood of your car and up your windshield, you know?
Yes, yes. I thought of that the other day, actually, when we were talking.
Yeah, because they don't just walk in a straight line, you know. Their paw prints kind of meander up. So that was kind of what I tried to keep in mind. Okay, so.
And Dodd did such an amazing job on these yarns. They blow me away every time I see them.
They are awesome. Let's see. I'll talk about the details of the yarn when I show off the skeins. How's that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the Calico Cat colorway, and I think you can see the paw prints better with the lighter color yarn.
Yes. Oh yeah, right up the front. Look at them.
Yep, and then around the heel, the ankle, and up the back. It's just so much fun. So those were the 2 mid-calf size socks. And I used the ginger colorway for the knee-high version. And so these ones are just so amazingly long. And you can really, really see the paw prints going up the back. It reminds me of a French seamed stocking, you know, only with kitty cats.
Right? Yes.
And you can see there is some calf shaping here, which helps them to stay up nicely, which I think is kind of important for a knee-high sock. So,
right.
Yeah.
If you're gonna put all that time into them, you want them to stay up.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than a knee-high sock slouching down around your ankles. Seriously, that's awful. Okay, so you want to talk about your bag, and I'll hold it up so everyone can see.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Okay.
when Delica made the pattern, and she asked me if I would like to collaborate a kit, and I said, of course.
Okay.
So we have been hunting for some really fun fabric that would have as many varieties of kitties as we could find. So this is our amazing find for fabric. We have our gray tabby, our orange tabby, and some calico spotty kitties on there. The bag is 100% cotton fabric. It is a drawstring, and I call it my sock size, but you can easily fit two skeins of yarn caked up in there, plus your project. So I think this is perfect for the kit that we made. It's about an 8x10 with a 3-inch gusset, and then we put the paw print fabric on the inside, which makes it just perfect, absolutely perfect.
I love it.
I know. I found the paw print fabric, and I was like, I have to have, this has to be the inside.
It's so perfect.
So perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got Dawn. You talked with Dawn and from Chasing Rabbits Fiber. Fiber Co. And she dyed the most gorgeousness.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Ever, yeah.
So
there's 3 choices.
It's kind of, I'm getting a reflection off of my light here,
Oh,
but
yeah. Oh, I can see it there. Yep,
okay.
the Chasing Rabbits Fiber Co.
Yep. So this
And
is
that's the gray tabby.
gray tabby, and
Yes.
this is a 4-ply fingering, 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. And I just love the way she got these lighter gray silver tones and then the
I know.
darker, like a charcoal. So it's not like a jet black. It's just a really soft, like a gray tabby cat color.
I know. I know.
She
She's
matched
got
it
talent.
perfectly.
I know.
Okay, so this one I don't have the ball band on anymore.
Oh, that's
this
all
is
right.
the ginger cat.
Ginger cat.
Ginger cat, and it actually has almost an olivey, mustardy kind of tone to it, plus the orange and a cream.
Yeah.
It's really, really pretty.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she really
Really,
blew it
really
out of the
cool.
water.
And then this one that just might be my favorite. It's so cool in the skein.
I know.
The calico.
I know it's hard to choose, but I think you're right. I think that might be my favorite too.
Yeah, I took this to my printer to print up my the physical copy of the pattern, and the lady at the counter looked at all of the pictures that were in the pattern, and she's like, I think that calico one is my favorite. So anyway, even people who don't knit like that one.
Right. Yes. Yes. I know. I have a friend that commented on one of the posts that we put up, and she said, "So I don't know how to knit. So who's going to make me these?" Because she's a huge cat person.
Right. Oh, I saw that actually.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I might have said you.
I respond to this.
But that's all right. So the kits are ready. We have pre-orders open.
Yes.
For the kits. And we're going to have those open till January 22nd. And those can be pre-ordered on your website, which is littlewoollythings.com with 2 L's on woolly,
Yes.
or Sunshine and Bubblegum on Etsy, which could be sunshineandbubblegum.etsy.com if you just need a site to go to.
Yes.
And then from there, we may have a few kits that are ready to ship after the pre-orders have closed, but for right now it's just pre-orders, and they're looking to ship the beginning early-ish February once we get
also,
everything together.
If you like Etsy, which who doesn't love Etsy, you can also get them directly through my Etsy shop, which is littlewoollythings.etsy.com. Yay! It's probably simpler than going to my website, actually. So,
yeah. So when you go on and look at the listing, you're able to choose from the 3 colors.
Yes. You can
pick your color, and go ahead. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can also pick if you want 1 skein with the kit or 2 skeins, so that you can do the super tall socks, because they do take a little more than a single skein of yarn. Yep.
Perfect.
Okay. Did we cover everything?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to us on Etsy or Instagram, Facebook, wherever you find us. We'd be happy to tell you more about it.
Yes. Okay. Thanks a lot. It's been fun chatting with you, Lynn, and I loved working on this project.
You too. Me too.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, isn't that exciting? I really can't wait to ship out some of these kits because they are so stinking cute. So I hope you all enjoy them as much as I enjoyed working on them and putting them together with Lynn and with Dawn. So I was going to show you guys my list of all the things I made as Christmas gifts. I can't show you the gifts, obviously, because they've been given away. But let's see, I think I made 6 pairs of socks. I made a cabled hat. And I made a pair of mittens. I made a planchette for my 10-year-old daughter in a chevron design with a cowl neck. It was very beautiful. Let's see. I made a pair of lace fingerless gloves. And did I say a pair of slippers? I made a pair of slippers. Oh, and a beautiful lace cowl for my best friend, and she loved it, so maybe someday I will get her to come on the podcast with me, and maybe I'll talk her into bringing the cowl with her so you can see it. Okay, so I am working right now on a couple projects that I would like to show you. There's my overstuffed project bag. One of them I'm just tootling along with. It's kind of that project that I pick up while I'm waiting for software to install. You know what I mean? And I really can't think about doing anything, not even like stripes, okay? So brain dead. But anyway, if you are a watcher, a viewer, if you've viewed my podcast in the past, you may have seen this sock blank that I dyed just as an experiment. So I am knitting a pair of socks from my sock blank, and I've gotten that far. Ta-da! Just a little bit past the toes, you know. And I'm really not planning on making really fast progress with this, but it's there so that I can take it with me to church and knit through Sunday school, and still be able to pay attention to the conversation. I can work on this while the kids are brushing their teeth and we're waiting to read and stuff before they go to bed. Because I read to my kids every night. I've been doing that, or nearly every night. I've been doing that since my oldest daughter was a toddler, and she is now 27. So it's been, you know, a really steady family tradition to read together. We read classics, we read Tolkien, we read C.S. Lewis, we've read Les Miserables, we've read, oh my goodness, lots of big books that are way beyond their reading level, because my theory is that if you teach them to love the stories, then eventually they will want to read the stories themselves. And I have a few kids who really, really, really love a good story and really appreciate a finely crafted story, good descriptions, good pacing of action scenes. We really, really love books. My son, my older son, not so much. He's not a reader. But my younger son, he has recently discovered Calvin and Hobbes, and oh my goodness, he is reading so much above his reading level, because Calvin and Hobbes is so much fun, and he uses big words, and my 6-year-old sounds out those great big words in Calvin and Hobbes. So that's been kind of cool, seeing him pick up those really fun stories. And sometimes I think Calvin and Hobbes is not the best example for a 6-year-old boy. But he can relate to it, and he really loves it. And he also has a stuffed tiger that he has had since he was a toddler, and we named the tiger Hobbes. So that might have been a little bit of what got him interested in Calvin and Hobbes in the first place. But we have a bunch of the Calvin and Hobbes books, and he got some new ones for Christmas. So that's exciting. Oh, the other project that I am working on right now is one that you have seen if you have watched my podcast before. This is the On the Spice Market shawl by Melanie Berg. Let's see if I can show off the picture. I know you've all seen it. If you've been on Ravelry for any length of time, I just love this shawl. It's gorgeous. And I decided, because I loved it so much, that I was going to do some stash diving and use up some of the hand spun yarns that I had in my stash. The color that I chose for my main color, I ran out of. I got halfway through the shawl and I ran out. And that was frustrating, and I asked you guys for opinions, and I did get some feedback and some input, and I thought, you know, you guys are pretty smart. I went to the yarn store, and I got a darker shade of what had been my original main color. It's this grayish. It's actually more of a taupe, kind of a tan, although I know it looks gray on the camera. But this is the beginning of my Spice Market shawl, and these are all just things I had in my stash. I have no idea what they are. Mostly yeah, I really don't know what they are. I know that this taupe, is hand spun, and I think something else was also hand spun. Oh, this yellow is another hand spun yarn that somebody gave me a long, long time ago. So it's really fun to actually be using that up. So I switched to the darker color here. I think I'm losing stitches off my needle. And I'm hoping that it will look intentional as a color block change, not just an, oh my gosh, I ran out of yarn. That was my my thought behind going with a completely different color, because I knew I would never ever match the original homespun color here, and so I didn't want to have something that was close that looked like, you know, I ran out of yarn and couldn't match it exactly. So I'm hoping that this will be more intentional looking, like that was the plan all along, and that will actually look good and be cool, and you know, that I'll be proud to wear. So this is my other project. And this one doesn't require too much concentration, but it does require a little. So when I'm on the phone with tech support, waiting for them to tell me what to do, this is probably not the pattern I want to be working on. Oh, that darker color yarn is Plymouth Yarn Homespun Tweed. There we go, Homespun Tweed. And I don't think this has a color name. It is, oh, 532 Bark. Makes sense. Isn't that a lovely tweed, though? It is made in Peru. Let's see. 90% wool, 10% Donegal. And it is a hand wash, not a superwash. This is the first time I think I have used Plymouth yarn. So I have been enjoying this. It's a little bit toothy. It feels a little bit like my hand spun. It's a little bit smoother and softer than that was. It's nice and springy, and I think it will make a wonderfully warm shawl. So I'm really enjoying working with that. I just thought I would let you all know. So what do I have coming up? Well, my goals for the near future, I just finished putting together the kit, and I have one pattern that I recently submitted to KnitPicks. Pattern proposal. The pattern's not finished, but when you submit a pattern proposal, you sketch out your ideas, you take pictures of swatches, and then you put together as much as you can to give them an idea of what the pattern idea, the concept is, and what you're trying to accomplish, and what the final product will be. So I put that all together and shipped it out to KnitPicks, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago. When I hear back from them about whether or not they like my idea, then I will know if that's my next project. It will have to remain a secret until I get an answer from them, which could take 30 days, or they could get back to me in a couple weeks. It just depends on their schedule. Let's see. So, besides that, I have my Spice Market shawl and my sock blank socks, and oh, I am going to make myself a sew-faded sweater. Finally, I know everyone else has been making these for months and months and months. I've been too busy with other projects, and I have kept looking at all these beautiful pictures on Instagram of everybody in their beautiful sew-faded sweaters, and gosh, I've been wanting to make one really, really badly. So I decided this year I am going to make one. I bought the pattern. I have it printed out. I have it in my hands, and it's gonna happen after my other projects that have deadlines are done. So I'll let you know when it actually happens. But I have the yarn already. I am going to be using some yarn from Chasing Rabbit's Fiber. I am going to be using some yarn from Barnyard Knits. I have just a wonderful set that are going to blend super well together, and I will let you see that when I'm actually working on it. So I think, I don't know, I know there was more that I wanted to talk about. I think I wanted to throw out some podcast love to the Knotty Knitwits. I have been enjoying your podcast lately. And to another podcast called Knitting at Tiffany's, another fun podcast to watch. I decided to mention those two this time because I've just really been enjoying how down-to-earth they are and how you get a picture, a little glimpse into their lives, more than just, you know, oh, what are you knitting? What are you knitting? What did you finish? What did you finish? You know. And it makes me actually wish that I had a co-host, because I would love to have somebody to banter back and forth with and be a little more interesting than just me babbling on about knitting and yarn and needles and stuff. So anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed the podcast. I know this is a short one. I will catch up on all of the things that I missed in the next podcast after I find my notes, my show notes. They're somewhere in this house. I'll find them eventually. I'll remember where I put them at about 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm soundly asleep, and I will bolt up in bed and say, oh, now I know where they are. I've got a podcast. Hello, everybody. This is the part of the show where I started editing my podcast and realized I forgot something really, really important. So I have my coffee now. That ought to help. And through the magic of video editing, we have just time traveled into the future for this announcement of the winner of the Sneaky Gift KAL. How could I forget that? So, if you have joined my Ravelry group, Little Woolly Things, you may have noticed that there hasn't been a whole lot of participation, but that's okay, because I made a great friend through this, and she and I have been involved with a couple projects since then. So, without further ado, the winner of the Sneaky Gift KAL is Claire! Congratulations, Claire! You won the whole gift prize. So let me show you what you won, just in case you forgot, because I think I ran this knit along a little bit long, just a little too long to give people a sense of urgency, like, oh my gosh, I gotta jump in on this right now, and so then everyone forgot about it. So, the first part of the prize package is this skein of Noro Silk Garden, let's see, Noro Silk Garden color 415, and over here it says peach, pink, purple. So, all of those gorgeous colors are in there, and that is for you, Claire. You also won this really cool little kit of notions and tools to tuck into your knitting project bag. I hope that is useful to you. I also have one circular needle, Knitter's Pride Carbons, size 2, and this is, how long is this cable? This is a 24-inch cable, so seems useful to me. And I love carbons needles. They're really, really cool. You do not have that persnickety problem with bamboo needles where they tend to break if you are not careful. Hopefully you're not that tight of a knitter. I mean, I don't really feel that I'm a really super tight knitter, but I have been known to break cables or break needles, so that won't happen with your carbons. And last but not least, one skein of Barnyard Knits. Isn't that beautiful? This is the Soho colorway, and it is, I'm not going to take it out of the bag because it's just so pretty like this. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards, 100 grams, and there is a cute little stitch marker tucked in there as well for you. So I hope you enjoy that, Claire. I can't wait to send it off to you. And I'm going to go right back to sipping on my coffee and editing the rest of the podcast so that I can get this uploaded and share it with everybody. So congratulations again. I'll see you in a second. Back 3 days ago. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Please feel free to smash the like button and to hit the subscribe button if you liked what you saw and if you're interested to see what I'm doing next. So, Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye!